Okay, welcome back. Cataclysm, Last Generation. So, at the end of the last video, the first video, we were left kind of askew. I didn't really have a character because I was finding the start of this game really tricky. Very easy to die early on. Really hard to kind of get situated due to, a lot of things kind of just getting removed or nerfed or what have you. But I was determined to give it an honest shot and get into it. And I have. I went through a lot more characters before I got to this one. Like maybe 10 more. Steam says I have a playtime now in this game of 37.5 hours. That's probably a bit inflated, of course, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was around 30 hours. So I've probably been playing this character for like 20 or so. And I'm not very far as far as like character progression is concerned. Time-wise, it's day 6 of summer. So we're about, what, like 34 days or something like that in? Something like that, I don't know. Which is not super far. I mean, that's not like an especially long game. I mean, it's good. It's a hell of a lot better than the last, like, 13 characters or whatever, but yeah, it's not super far. If we look at my stats, I started this character as a scoundrel, which gave her a bonus to, like, devices and dodging, I think. Maybe athletic. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was definitely devices. I think, yeah, and then I also put some points into, like, stabbing weapons, I think it was. And melee. It wasn't like an OP start or anything. You know, I didn't start as, like, a cyber ninja or whatever. It was a fairly average start. We had deft, fast reader, addictive personality, so nothing crazy there. So on and so forth. Inventory-wise, I'm mostly using chitin stuff. It's always typically my go-to be honest, because it's very easy. Bugs are hostile to zombies, so it's very easy to get bugs and zombies to fight each other, and then you have free dead bugs. And if you can get like a wasp queen, you will have an insane amount of chitin. Or, I mean, theoretically, I could have had, I don't know, like 10,000 chitin. Because I've come across like 3 wasp hives and a giant section with like 3 ant hills in it. There were a lot of ants, but it was next to a town, so yeah, that was a good chunk of the playtime, was just leading zombies into ants and arranging the meeting. Yeah, a lot of that. I haven't actually fought that much stuff, but I have, if we look at the map, I guess that's another thing we could look at. So my starting, let's see, my starting evac shelter is right over here. So I was relatively near this small town, which I was fairly happy with. That took a while. That was not fast. Because I was very cautious. There was no, like, cheesy stuff. I had to actually go around and clear everything. You know, combat-wise. So that took a good chunk of time. But, you know, I did get some good loot out of it. There was actually a restaurant here and a pizza parlor. And the and a grocery store. But the pizza parlor especially had just, like, a lot of flour and stuff like that, which helped a lot. I have never gone short on food since I cleared out this place, so that's been good. The pharmacy was also massively useful. Finding 250 antiseptic powder is just phenomenal. Like, you are set for a long time with that. Yeah, I mean, various things. Nothing too crazy, though. No gun stores or, you know, whatever, anything like that. Not even a hardware store. So nothing, you know, you get you get some stuff, you don't get other stuff. That's sort of how it goes, I guess. And then I started going down here, this direction, and there was a mine shaft here, which I didn't really poke around too much. I grabbed the fuel out of there. I was really excited to see light industry, but I got almost nothing out of that, so that was a bit of a bummer. And then over here, private airstrip. I think this is where I got an arc welder, so that was kind of nice. And then this was the anthills. So this whole section just filled with ants. And then this town, I was like, okay, here's a hardware store. And the reason I really wanted desperately a hardware store is because I really, really need a cordless drill. Because I was trying to put together a generator. And normally I don't go for a generator. Like, I don't do the thing where you mount an engine and a fuel tank and you run batteries off of it. Normally I rely on solar. But this game, it seems like she removed solar panels. I have never seen one. There's not one on the top of the roof. There's not one on the top of any roof. I've never seen one. So it seems like she removed solar panels. Which seems, I suppose, somewhat, if you're grounding it in a reality of like current day-ish. Yeah, most people don't have solar. I mean, I don't know the numbers specifically right now, what it is, but I would imagine, I don't know anyone with solar panels, especially solar panels just like lying around in the garage. So yeah, and mechanically, yeah, it is an easier, like, I don't want to say cheesy maybe, but yeah, it's definitely a much easier, simpler way to get electricity going compared to setting up a generator. But I can't set up a generator because I can't mount a fuel tank without a drill, as far as I can tell. And I have not found any cordless drills, and I can't make a hand drill without an anvil. And don't even get me started on fucking anvil. Like, I'm never gonna get an anvil. But the hardware store, of course, like practically every other building everywhere, is completely empty. Like, there were a few things in there, but nothing I didn't already have. There were 3 grocery stores in here. 2 of them were completely, like, empty. Like, 100% empty, boarded up. This one did have a few things in it, but it was just, like, rotten potato chips. Or, salted popcorn or something. Like, it was just basically nothing. There's a library here, which I was also really excited. It was another contributing factor. But it was one of those ruined libraries that has, like, practically nothing in it. Also, this place just had, like, just a stupid amount of zombies for the size of it. It was crazy. And so that's why I led the ants into it, and it was just this giant thing. But it got to the point where this field especially has, like, at least 100 zombie corpses in it. And the time that it takes you to pulp all those zombies, like, this is also true apparently of Dark Days Ahead. They increased massively the amount of time it takes to pulp a zombie, where you just, you smash it so it doesn't get back up again. They increased the time of that quite a bit. So I was starting to pulp some, like, along the roads here when I was going around and clearing, and checking out the buildings and stuff. I was pulping as I went. But time was just racing by. And actually, by the time I was, like, done looting these buildings and I went back out to here, zombies were starting to get up again. And there were some nasty things in there. There was, like, a zombie necromancer. There was the necromancer didn't help. There was, like, zombie predators. There was, like, skeletal brutes. And it was just like, fuck this. Like, I ran out of ants, really. So that town's mostly, like, repopulated, and I'm done with it. I did go down to this prison and went into the armory in there. There were some things, a little bit of ammo, mostly shotgun stuff. There was a lot of beanbags rounds for shotgun, which I'm not even going to pick up. That's shit. So that's annoying. I mean, it makes sense. It's logical, but it's shit. There was also the mansion. I cleared out the whole mansion. I had to do that pretty manually. Well, no, actually, that's not true. There were some things in there I had to clear out, but most of it, anything that had window access and came out through the windows. There was a wasp hive here on the radio tower. So most of that got dealt with by that. But yeah, it was still always a little scary going through a mansion. I didn't get much. I think there were a few books I picked up. Yeah, some miscellaneous stuff. Nothing, like, absurdly useful. Nothing, like, you know, where you might find, like, a morning star or something like that. It was all just, like, replica, useless shit. There was also this little village, the town that I cleared out. And I actually made a note here as a chest freezer, if I ever got electricity going. Near my starting base, there is a slime pit that just keeps spitting out slimes, you know? I was initially really concerned about that, but they're far enough away that sometimes, like, 1 or 2 slimes would appear around here, but that's easily dealt with. But around here, when I decided to drive through and look at it, there was a Shoggoth. And if you don't know, Shoggoths are probably the worst creature in the game. Well, they're up there. Top 5 easy, right? And if you know anything about, you know, the Cthulhu mythos and Shoggoths, that's not a surprise. They're basically just, like, massive hostile slimes that are essentially, like, unstoppable. Because they occasionally will split. And so I was like, okay, and Shoggoths are hostile to zombies. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take this one Shoggoth and lead him down to here. Well, that town is cleared out completely, 100%. But over in this field right now, there are about 15 or 16 Shoggoths. So that's fun. I found almost nothing in here because it was all houses. So there's no businesses of any kind. So it's all pretty shit. Yeah, not much else. This was Isherwood Farms, which I ended up leading some zombie deer into the house here, and they killed the woman. And then I started looting their crops. So I got some more food, even though I didn't really need food. I don't know why I did it. I thought it wouldn't piss them off because no one was looking at me, but apparently that's just... You can steal stuff off of, like, a shelf, and as long as no one sees you, it's fine. But crops are apparently special, and probably vehicles as well. So they just automatically all go hostile. So all of Isherwood Farms is hostile. I don't really care. And then I went down across this bridge. There's a big beehive here, and there's a wasp nest, like, here-ish, I think. And now I've started to clear out this place just because there is a gun store here. There's a pharmacy here. And there's a craft shop. So I'm hoping this will be lucrative, and this is what we're going to do in this video. Or start to do at the very least. Also a library here. There's a police station here. There's a hardware store here. I mean, this might be another spot to scope out. And I drove through this little town just to kind of see the lay of the land as far as what kind of zombies are in here. It didn't seem too tough. I didn't see anything too nightmarish, but I guess stuff could pop out at any time. You never know. Right. So I did start with Salat. I have a Xiphos, which is a bronze sword, which has been pretty fun. It's pretty good, except it's nearly busted now. I can repair it, but I have to go home and hook up the arc welder to the car to repair it. So for now, we're going to stick with just the bayonet. Okay. I probably should have moved away from the car before I started talking. That was kind of noisy. We have a pupating zombie here, which I don't think those are the ones that explode. I don't believe. I think these just regen. We'll see how well I do. Yeah, piercing weapon with Salat. Pretty solid damage. There's a Shadow Raptor over here and a Shady Zombie. So I think these were introduced, these types of creatures, just to counter nighttime raids, right? Because they have really poor eyesight during the day. So, like, even here, he doesn't see me. I could probably even get a bit closer. And they're not really that dangerous. But at night, I guess they're, like, practically invisible. So, yeah. Usually, you know, they recommend the new players, like, oh, do nighttime raids, and you don't have to fight all those zombies. You can just sneak in and sneak out and get what you want. It's like, no, now they got stuff just to fuck you over. All right, so here we can see zombie, headless, zombie, a regenerating zombie, which isn't too bad. A tough zombie, which isn't too bad, a zombie, and a decayed zombie. So really, nothing too crazy. If we go further, they're all gathered around the gun store because there was a NPC, a neutral NPC, that was like outside the gun store, just in the street for some reason. And I think she ran and broke a window or something, and the alarm went off, so they're all hanging around there. But again, it's a bunch of them, but it's nothing, like, crazy. I might actually pull this car further up to use it as a... use it as a platform. Yeah, too bad. So, I mean, overall, the last generation is not really for... Oh, yeah, there's no wheels, right? It's not really for me. If I wanted an experience similar to this, I would just play Dark Days Ahead with No Hope, which I think is kind of fun once in a while. But as I was just telling Lego last night about this, I like to play Cataclysm like maybe every 6 to 8 months or so. Like, it's not a game that I just play constantly. I like to come back, and because a run in Cataclysm is kind of a lengthy thing, you know, it's an investment of time. It takes, you know, I don't know, 30 to 40 hours to kind of get to a point in Dark Days Ahead where it's like, I have guns, I have basically as much ammo as I want. I could take out a military base, and I maybe have taken out a military... I mean, that takes, yeah, I would guess 30 to 40 hours, but maybe I'm underselling it. Maybe it takes longer than that. I don't know. It depends. And that's just, you know, with default settings or whatever. But that's a good amount of time. Like, that's like, okay, yeah, I had a good run. I've killed... I'm satisfied. You know, I've reached a point of satisfaction. So I can now move on. And I'll come back in 6 months and do it again. Like, that's good for me. This, though, obviously not that, you know? Like, this is far more of an investment, as you can see. We don't even have a forge set up, let alone, like, a deathmobile, like a mobile base kind of thing. Like, that is so far off for me. Because I don't even have electricity. And I don't mind a lot of the cheesy stuff that's in... you know, that's in Dark Days Ahead. I don't mind that I can find 5,000 rounds of ammunition, or I don't mind that I can get on the rooftop of a building at the start of the game and just start stabbing things in the head with my spear and clear out a small town. Like, I don't mind that, because it just cuts down on the time. Yes, there are aspects of Dark Days Ahead I don't love. Like I said, I don't love portal storms, and I don't love the Exidy. I don't... yeah, there are other things, but there are also things that I don't really love about Cataclysm or Dark Days Ahead that are also in this game, you know, that she kept. Like, I wasn't happy when they made the change to books. You know, books used to just give you skills, and that was it. And then they divided into practical levels and theoretical levels. And, so I understand it, but it was just like, it's okay. I mean, I've gotten accustomed to it, but at the time I wasn't happy. Slowing down a bit too much. We got hit too much. I don't think we're gonna clear this, but you could try. There's some other things. I've never actually that was another thing I wanted to mention. I've never really gotten into mutations or bionics. I've never really touched it much, and so any changes to do with that or with labs or all that, like, that just hasn't really affected me or bothers me in any way. I mean, if I got into that more, maybe it would, and I would have a preference for what I want to play, but as it is, as it is. But I do have some mutagen here. And I think we're going to try to mutate. It says a syrupy black goop that reeks of noxious chemicals. Drinking this may cause you to mutate. I think we're going to give it a try. Because I found it randomly off a scientist corpse. Oh, that's my other point. I cleared out a FEMA camp up here. I cleared out the whole camp. Took a while. A lot of dragging things out one by one. I had no creatures nearby to help me, so it was all just fighting. But I had found, because there was like a military, you know, one of those military sections where there's like 5 soldiers or whatever, and there's guns laying around. I found that somewhere. And so I picked up about 150 ammo for an assault rifle. So I brought that in, and I used almost all of it to clear out the FEMA camp, because like it's an investment, it's going to be worth it, there's going to be ammo boxes, it's going to be all good. There was like practically nothing in there. I gained practically nothing. Like, I was shocked at how little that FEMA camp had. And it was just like so demoralizing and stupid and just like, fuck this. Especially because I had to fight like a zombie Hulk. There was a zombie Hulk in there. And I had to kill it. And that's where a lot of my ammo went, was just into killing this zombie Hulk. And that's an aspect of Cataclysm that I think can be annoying for some, is that you can fight like really tough enemies. Like after some evolution happens, after some time passes, you know, you're playing the game for a bit, you fight some really tough enemies, but they don't have any special gear on them. You know, it's not like you find magic items or whatever, or it's not like they're the pencil they were carrying evolves into an assault rifle after enough time. You know, it's just like every zombie has a very similar loot table from whenever they spawn. Evolution doesn't change that. So you go through all this effort, you kill the zombie Hulk, you get nothing off of his corpse, but you're like, okay, it's fine. He was in my way to the actual loot of the FEMA camp. But then because there's like no loot in this fucking game, there's nothing in the FEMA camp, and it was all just a massive waste of time and resources and effort. And that's why I'm just not interested. I'm fine spending a lot of resources and time and effort to clear out a tough location. That's fun. That's Cataclysm. But I want something for my time. I want it to be practically guaranteed that there's something in there for my time. And this game does not guarantee it. And for that reason, I'm out. That's probably the main reason, is shit like that. Like, it's a game that doesn't really respect your time. That being said, there are people that only play with no hope. There are people that play with, like, you know, 10% loot scarcity or whatever. Like, they love this idea of just, like, you really have to scrape by and you really have to build up over a long period of time. And those are the type of people that put 200 hours into a Cataclysm run, you know? That's not me. I'm not that type. So, Last Generation will absolutely appeal to a certain section of Cataclysm players. I'm just not really one of them. Let me go over here real quick and just try to get this pain down. I'd really like to get my strength back up. Down to moderate pain. That's pretty good. Got anything better for me? Mild pain? I still have... There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't see myself clearing this. I do have some ammo, but not enough from raiding that prison. I have a shotgun with about 23 rounds, shells. That's not enough, so we really got to do melee. And the Zyphos would probably be better, so I probably am gonna... We'll ditch. We'll go back home, I guess. We'll heal up, we'll repair the Zyphos, and come back. The bayonet is a worse choice for these things, because they're mostly just normal zombies, so we don't benefit from the armor piercing. Oh, hold on. Also, this is like my, this is like my 4th car now. Oh, shit. It's just that nice slap sound. Fuck. It's like my 4th car. They're pretty easy to bust, you know? And cars are not easy to come by. I'm surprised that I got this many. But yeah, the joy, I will say, the joy of finding a functioning car in this game is pretty intense. Which is, that's sort of the whole intention of this game and No Hope, is like you treasure valuable things like that far more. Like if I actually found a cordless drill, I'd be like, oh fuck yes, amazing, yes, this is so good. Whereas in Dark Days Ahead, normally you find a cordless drill in like your second house and it's like, yeah, all right, throw it in the pile. I get it, and like that's why I said I don't mind like No Hope, or putting on loot scarcity or something. Once in a while, like 1 game out of 5, maybe be like, all right, let's switch it up this time. But I play so infrequently that I just kind of want that fun experience of starting out, killing a bunch of stuff, clearing a town, getting an anvil set up, getting a good, you know, suit of gear, getting an assault rifle, getting a bunch of ammo, and clearing out like a military base or some other high-end section, and then I'm good. Like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, it's gonna take us a while to get back home. So I don't know. I mean, I've put it... There's a skeletal juggernaut. We could kill that and count that as our victory and call it a day. It might come to that. I think that won't be that difficult, but we might do that. Because I really do not like I'll never clear a lab in my current state. I'm using chitin gear. I don't really have much ammo. I don't have like level 8 melee or something. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I don't have grenades. I got nothing. But yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of tempted to just end this run and then start up Dark Days Ahead with the Zedra Evolved or whatever mod that I wanted to check out, which was like the X-Files, like leaning more into the sci-fi, like shadowy government SCP stuff, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, portals appearing, and just give that a try instead. I'm bummed. Don't get me wrong. I'm very bummed that I don't like this more. Because like I said, I really like Worm Girl. I wanted to like her fork. I want there to be more forks of Cataclysm that offer all sorts of very different kind of playstyles and experiences. So I'm happy this exists. And I'm happy if, you know, people like it and everything. And I think she has done a very good job of, like, realizing her vision for Cataclysm. But that vision is not really something I care to play that much. Alright, how's our battery? Like 100%. Good. So we got an arc welder. We're going to go over here. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. So we've got the arc welder. So we're just going to hook that up to the car. And we can move a little bit out here because we've got to grab some steel, I'm sure. Repair, Xiphos. No, I need a chunk of bronze. Okay. Should be able to make that. I grabbed a lot of copper when I first made it. Yeah. I might need more than that. Done and done. Done and done. Good, good. Grab that, and we'll just detach the cables and dump it where I left it. Car battery works fine, and we used up like 12%, but that's pretty minor uses of it compared to like actually forging something. We'll drink some water. Good, good. Picked up a ride armor suit, but I don't know if it's actually worth putting on compared to my chitin gear. Just grabbed it in case. I haven't really organized this place at all. I don't tend to organize it much outside of wood and maybe food, drink, guns, and ammo. So, yes. Throw some antiseptic powder on everything. Just shower in antiseptic powder. Throw some little bandages on. Good. Okay. That's all well and good. We could get back out there, I suppose, but we'll heal up. So, we're going to try drinking the mutagen and see what happens. Bottoms up. You drank the mutagen. Let's wait 5 minutes. Nothing seems to have happened. 30 minutes? No, okay. Didn't trigger. Second one. You drink the mutagen. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Must be a fairly small chance. Or maybe it takes overnight or something. I don't know. We'll see. Peasant Flail, 35 bash is pretty darn high, I gotta say. They removed the home wrecker, so that no longer exists, which would be my thing of choice. There is the Stone War Club, though, which I could make if I had a smoker. And I'm pretty sure I've passed up multiple smokers. I thought I had one. I do have one. Yeah, it's just not loaded with charcoal. Now it is. So I just need the log now, which... Pretty sure I need... Actually... Hold on a second. I could have sworn I saw one in an apartment sitting in the fireplace. There aren't many fireplaces in the apartments. What floor was that on? There's one there, but I don't think that was the one I was thinking of. That's the one. There's still a couple ferals on one of the floors. I haven't cleared it out. There was a lot of them. I was scared. Hey, look at that, a log. I think I do have like a wood saw and a bow saw. I probably could have just chopped down a tree, but screw it. I remembered it and I wanted to apply my memory to the problem, and I did. Stone War Club 46 Bash. It's gonna take some time. Oh, you mutate. I gained a mutation called Jaundice. That's not good. Your skin is definitely taking on a sickly yellow-green hue. Awesome. That'll help me kill so many zombies and survive. Alright. Yeah, we can drink some more water. Down some... I think I have meat. No, that went... Oh yeah, meat confit. Very, very filling. And we'll hit the hay. Maybe we'll mutate again. I did mutate. Protective bark, which pushed off all my armor. Uh-oh. Okay, so it does take a while to mutate. Oh, Philoderm. Your skin is light green and has a slightly woody quality to it. This provides armor and helps you retain moisture, resulting in less thirst. Greatly decreases wet penalties. That's really good at the start of summer. That's awesome. And protective bark. Your skin is coated in light bark like that of a tree, provides powerful armor, and makes you nearly waterproof. Wow. Damn. Yeah, I've never fucked around with mutations before, but... Very, very interesting. There it is. Protective bark. 14 encumbrance. And this is, everything. This is your entire body. Yeah. Yeah. Head to toe. Protective bark. 14 encumbrance. So at worst, against bash damage, 6. Best case, 9. 100% coverage. It also provides fire protection. I wouldn't have thought that. But okay. So that's conflicting with my boxer shorts, my kilt. Oh, the Philoderm also provides its own armor. 100% coverage, head to toe, of like 3 bash. Okay, this is pretty good. I'm excited. Okay, so we don't need the boxer shorts. We gotta undo the kilt, which is really annoying. Because that means I have very little... I need some sort of tool belt or... I need some sort of capacity then, because this is not good. Tank top, the sleeve, socks, and the neoprene arm sleeves. Okay. It is somewhat encumbering then, between the two. That's 15 across the whole body. Which means that with, like, my holster and my sheath, you know, some spots are bumped up to 18 or 19. But without the backpack, yeah, I mean, we'll be at, like, 16 torso coverage, or, encumbrance, which is pretty good. But like I said, I really do need some kind of storage solution. Just for when I always dump the bag. The bag always gets dumped before a fight, but it is still handy to have something that you can carry with you for, like, emergency bandages, or your flashlight, lockpicks, just like something. I can't just go around naked. So what are my options for belts? Firefighter belt. Little encumbering. Volume of 24 pounds with 4 pockets. Well, technically one's a holster and 2 are clips. Police duty belt is probably similar. No, it's got a few yeah, so it's got 2 pockets for flashlights. 2 with 2 volume, 3-pound limit, 4-inch limit. 5th pocket is a holster, 6th and 7th pockets are holsters, but you can put... It has to be able to clip onto a belt loop. Okay. That's probably my best bet for what I can make. Outside of maybe the survivor belt would actually be really good. Holster must fit in a sheath. But it has, like, yeah, look at that. 6 pockets that can fit anything up to 5 inches. And something you can fit up to 35 inches as long as it can clip. That's probably what we want. But I'd have to make a tool belt or a drop leg pouch. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one of those out there. A lot of soldiers and stuff have those. Otherwise, 4 leather pouches I could make. But those take a long time. Okay, I guess let's look around for a drop leg pouch. Or a tool belt. Okay, so this is another thing. And that's fog. I hate it in Dark Days Ahead. I dislike it in this game. It's upgraded. It's better than... In Dark Days Ahead, your vision is just, like, garbage. Like, you can't see almost anything during fog. Here, it's not as bad. It just kind of turns gray. So I dislike it. But it's not terrible. Is there any shoes I could fit? I don't like the sound of, like, my flesh slapping on the ground. So I can't wear hiking boots. I don't know if I have any other shoes. I do have a Molly webbing belt if we wanted to not go to the trouble of making the survivor belt, but we will. Okay, we're just gonna... We'll try to find some shoes. Alright, let's see. Whoop, dork. Okay. Where did I find a bunch of soldiers? Well, anybody's guess, I suppose. Drop leg pouch filthy, there you go. Oh, he also has a grenade and a smoke bomb I didn't grab. What about shoes? No combat boots. I don't know what I could really possibly wear then. Like, what are non-rigid shoes? Probably nothing. So I have to just live with this this flesh slapping sound. All right. Is a Croc? Are Crocs non-rigid shoes? Can I wear Crocs? I would take a Croc over this. Survivor belts. Let's do it. We will use up some sinew. And we'll use up my own leather belt. And we will wear the survivor belt. Also dropped a couple things, including... Oh. Right. I could set priorities, but what do I mostly want? Oh, it did drop my holster. Where the fuck is my holster? My holster. Oh, I used the holster to make it? Really? It didn't prompt me for that, but I guess I didn't have a choice. Okay, well that's fine because we have the pistol. We have the belt now. So we'll grab that. That should... Yeah, I'd have to set priorities. I don't really use the pistol much, obviously. It's not super good or anything. So I suppose none of this is going to prioritize into the belt automatically. Oh, no, it did. Good. Okay, that didn't. It's alright. I'm not going to be picky for right now. Yeah, okay. Then we're just gonna go see how it goes. We'll go fight some stuff with our new bark skin. It's very exciting. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, Dark Days Ahead definitely has problems. You know, I'm on the subreddit. I see all the complaints. You know, they remove things and then they don't like add things to sort of replace it. They just remove stuff for like realism's sake. You know, the big contentious thing is guns. They will remove some of the more... They keep removing a lot more of the like kind of exotic guns, you know, the guns that I've never heard of or something like that, that somebody added because they exist and, you know, they're out there, like, they want to just add these fun, cool guns to the game. Or they add, you know, they're really gun nuts, so they add, like, you know, 8 different variants of sort of basically the same gun, and so on and so forth. And so they just remove a lot of those because they apparently... The devs look up information about like actual gun ownership stats for this region of America, like, you know, the New England region, Massachusetts and stuff. And, you know, if those guns aren't in a high enough, if not enough people really own them or anything, there's just not enough stats for them in the region, then it's not likely a player would ever find them, so they just remove them from the game and cut it down. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily agree, but I also don't really disagree. I mean, I get it, right? Like, why would there be this weird, exotic, like, German pistol or something in this house or on this kid's body? You know, it's just like, it is a little immersion breaking, I suppose. But I also don't care that much about immersion and all that, considering all the other fantastical elements of the game. So it's like, for me, it was just like, wow, what is this weird fucking gun? Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm almost certainly never going to use it because I'm not going to find any ammo for it. Which is another argument of why they are removing it, because it's less like, people aren't using these guns in-game anyways. So it just stacks up in a pile of their base or in their car or something, so what's the point? We may as well just cut it out in order to leave room for the stuff that people actually do use. I don't know. There's arguments pro and con. It doesn't really bother me that much to be removed. But there's other things, like the mutation stuff, the bionic stuff. I will say, like, how easy that was to mutate right there. That's not how it is in Dark Days Ahead. There's a lot more involved in Dark Days. You have to get, like, a primer and everything. Like, it's really a late game stuff. Where here, I found some mutagen on a random zombie scientist corpse out in a field. And now I have bark skin. You know, it's just like, yep, that is a lot easier. Which is funny, because that aspect seems so opposed to the rest of the game with its, like, incomplete concept of scarcity and realism. You know, just like, you have to scrape by for everything you get. But, oh, also, you might be able to just grab some mutagen and get protective bark skin. You know, just for fun. Yeah, a lot of driving cars slowly, honking to drag zombies behind me, or drag bugs with me, or who knows what, drag Shogoths behind me. I've been doing a lot of this playthrough. Probably more than any other playthrough I've ever done. I've really abused the interaction between zombies and other creatures. Just because combat is so threatening and dangerous, and that's sort of my point. It's like, I don't want to have to do this, but why wouldn't I do this? This is the most sensible option by far. If you have a car or a vehicle or something, you're gonna fucking do this. Unless you just purposefully want to avoid it because it's cheesy. Yeah, I know. It's annoying dragging zombies. It's easier to drag bugs. They usually always have the same speed, but zombies come in all sorts of speeds. So you gotta drag, you know, and then the hunters or what are the predators just leap forward, or the flesh raptors leap forward, and so on and so forth. But it gets the job done. There's a queen here, so we'll probably want to drag her into the mix. But I also want to test out the bark, so we don't really have to do this. We could be cutting zombies up ourselves. Come on, boys. There you go. I have a giant wasp for your troubles. You know, it's like forgiveness is between them and the wasp. It's just my job to arrange the meeting. wasps are pretty good. A little beat up, but he got the job done, and he'll do more jobs. We just don't want him to do a job on us. Your biggest threat while you're doing this is random rocks sitting in the road that I'm not paying attention to, and then you just smash your car into them. I did lose one car that way, which is really dangerous when you're doing shit like this. I should say, and I should mention, to be honest, I have save scummed, I think, 2 times, maybe 3 times. Just dumb stuff, you know, things like that, basically. At the FEMA camp, I had to save scum once. Basically, I was like, I was firing at an Ashen Brawler, and I was like, I got greedy, and I fired one more time than I should have before getting back in the car, and he caught up to me and basically just punched my lights out, and I dropped, like, the gun, and the car was, like, careening out of the plate, and he was in the car, and it was just like, alright, fuck that. So that was one scum. And I don't love save scumming or anything, but at this point, it's just like, I need to make the second video, I need to talk about my thoughts, and this run is what I have, so I'm not ending it. Alright, this guy we can definitely just punch. Look at that damage. You see how, like, pulping. In the old way, pulping would take, like, I don't know. It was something like 300 moves or something. It was really fast. And I could confidently pulp if there was a zombie up there and he was on me, I could still pulp and have time. Now you'll pulp something and there'll be a zombie you didn't even know was in the picture, and he's already, like, dangerously close. So, yeah, they just made pulping take way longer. And like I said, that is also true for Dark Days Ahead, and people are like, what are people doing now just to smash zombies? And, like, is there any better way to do it? And somebody said, like, oh yeah, I'm just dissecting every zombie now. Like, that takes a long time too. Like, if I go here, dissecting will take 53 minutes. But that's because I don't have a scalpel and I don't have any, like, proficiencies or anything like that. But the more you do it, the better you get, the faster it goes, and if you have a scalpel especially. The reason why you want to dissect in Dark Days Ahead is because you'll get, I don't know what they call it, whatever, some component for mutagen, so that you can do some type of mutations. Yeah, that's how you have to do it, as long as you have primer. Well, so far I feel pretty capable with this sword, even though it already got damaged. SWAT zombie, we might want to switch over to the bayonet. Wow. Yeah. I mean, he hit me multiple... He had me grabbed. He hit me multiple times, but it did nothing. The armor completely blocked it. Damn! I mostly want to go to the gun store, but we are here, so... Ooh, that one hit. I'm bleeding. I still feel awful about killing children. But that's because most of the children have died from wasps and ants and spiders. And a colossal snail. Alright, let's poke our head into the gun store, shall we? If we can. Okay, gonna have to ho, ho, ho. Back door, wide open. And we have a flashlight. Smokeless overbore rifle powder, huh? An AR-15, smokeless rifle powder, 4,500. Lead. Lemon lime soda. Something in the back. Could be a fucking skeletal juggernaut for all we know. We have a bunch of magazines, of course, of course. That's all fine. More magazines. A locked gun safe. Various attachments. So on and so forth. Barrett MRAD SMR rifle. Shoots 338 Lapua. Lapua, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Okay, okay. You know. I mean, we don't really need guns, right? Once you have an assault rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol, like, the rest is just kind of like, pick your flavor. Should we go to the back room? Poke our head in? It's mostly about ammo. It's just one of these dweebs. Mostly about ammo, and that's pretty much all it comes down to that one safe. And if we can get that open, and it hopefully contains ammo. But knowing this mod, I do not have high hopes. Boom. Holy shit. Okay, I stand corrected. Okay, usable stuff. 3223. 60-30-06. There is 20 of the 338 Lapua. I don't know. Well, how is it pronounced? Now I'm gonna... Lapua. But it's often pronounced Lapua by English speakers. Lapua or Lapua. Lapua. Okay, it sounds like most people, including the website, say Lapua. All right, well I wasn't right at all. All right. Anyways, yeah, 20 of the Lapua. 100 357 Magnum. 50 more 357 SIG FMJ. Quite a shit ton of 38 Special, including some pressure and like overloaded or whatever. What is that? Overpressure, yeah. So that's, let's see, 140 plus, so 215 38 Special, 50 380, 240 Smith & Wesson, 40 44 Magnum, 160 45 ACP, 60 00 shot, 30 5.56, which is really little, but again, that's a military round, so there wouldn't be that much in a gun store compared to, you know, civilian rounds. 80 5.7, and it's various things. 9 mil. There you go. 325. Excellent. And 60 more slugs. Well, that's all pretty good. Does birdshot have any value? Well, it's 50 damage. The slugs are... Really? Want a shot? Really? Okay, so it's not bad at all. Okay, we'll take the birdshot then. We'll take all the 9 mil. The 9 by 18 mil seems really Well, who the fuck am I kidding? Take it all. Damn it. Don't interrupt me. I will take all the magazines just because you never know. And the candy bracelets because you never know. I might get hungry. Okay. Alright, anything else we want to grab? Berets, balaclavas, earplugs, fast draw holster, leg ammo pouches. I don't usually fuss with stuff like that, but I see why some might. Alright, as for actual guns, we have a, the hell? Oh, it's a locked display rack. So it's a SIG P220 226. Just sort of like my favorite pistol. Because I think that's what Butler used in the Artemis Fowl books. I know it was a SIG Sauer. I don't know if they ever said specifically what it was. The wiki speculates that it's a P220 or GSR from Sig Sauer. Yeah, well, either way, I'm fond of it, so we'll grab it. We have a Browning Auto 5 shotgun. An automatic shotgun. Is it actually an auto? And you just mean like not a pump shotgun? Yeah, I already have a really good shotgun. A Walther P22, Osberg 500, Remington 700. I don't think I have a 30-06. Maybe that's what the Browning I picked up was. I don't remember. We'll grab it. There's another one we don't need. Here is a Benelli SBE3 shotgun +1. A Benelli, huh? Oh no. I'd probably stick with my Mossberg. Glock 17, large rifle conversion kit, Glock M1911, Beretta. Yeah, this MRAD SMR rifle. I want it. Alright, that's good enough. Yeah, alright, we'll deal with this little bastard, man. You're dead now. SWAT zombie. Alright. Nope, I fucking split it in half when I got interrupted. Okay, just a second. Stop it. So annoying. Stop it. But you don't want to, like, change your manager so that it doesn't warn you. Like, I want to be warned for sure, but he keeps popping in and out of my... right at the edge of the field of view. It keeps warning me. Okay. Stop it. Done. Load it into the trunk. With a lot of space remaining. I guess we could test some of this shit on this SWAT zombie. But I don't really want to pull the wasps in. Especially without my car. So, no, I'm not going to do that. But that was a far better haul than I would have expected. Not amazing or anything, but certainly gets us back to a respectable position from before the FEMA camp. Plus some. H&K UMP. Ooh. My favorite Modern Warfare 2 gun. Well, no, that's not true. The Spaz 12 was my favorite, but still very nice. With 2 full 30-round magazines. Wow, that was a nice little get, too. This place was great. This is like... If every town I had hit was like this one, I don't think I would have said all that shit. Crazy. Which is funny, because this is just like the... Yeah, this is the average town in Dark Days Ahead, you know? Alright, so a giant wasp did roam into town. That worries me, because a wasp will fucking end you. Just due to the venom or whatever they inject you with. We'll see if we can't lure him over. You want to play with some fun zombies? No? No? Okay. I'll bring the fun to you then. That's alright. You just sit tight. I'll get you some fun stuff. Yeah, like, I was shocked when I drove through this town, though, because I really expected way worse. The other town had, yeah, has a skeletal juggernaut, had zombie predators, had, like, a shocker brute, a skeletal brute, a zombie master, which probably contributed to that, a zombie necromancer. It was really a nightmare town. This is, like, just a pleasant part of America, really. Well, okay, well, Yeah, that's what I was worried about. There you go. Introduced. Say hi. Now he's in an especially bad spot, but we'll honk the horn. He's alerted now. And let's lead you into the party. Come on, pal. There you go. There's some friends for you to make. Whoa, what am I doing? Got a little confused there for a moment. Okay. Like I said, I could kill all these zombies with my sword. Like, especially with this armor and stuff, it wouldn't be that big of a problem, but it's just so... Well, it's 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Because I don't want to fight the wasp. And the wasp will eventually die. Damn, I thought it would have followed more. I'm gonna have to make another run for it. The wasp will eventually die fighting all these things. Like, we'll find something to kill it. Okay, we're gonna go for the shore and hope for the best. Okay. Alright. I can handle this bitch. Okay, it did kill everything. It's still pretty good on health. So we need to find more for it to kill. I guess I could go that way. But we'll go west. There you go. Come on, pal. Got stuff for you to do. Oh, he found something. Hmm. Yeah, Batwing zombie is gonna jump on me. There's the wasp. See? I mean, you get very good at doing this after enough hours. It's weird to me, though, because I thought everything was just affected by the blob, you know? So it was all just like one hive mind process and they all liked each other, but no. Well, I know that Migo and stuff, you know, stuff from another planet, that's specifically not affected, or not as affected as much. So I understand that being hostile, but I thought giant animals and stuff were just like humans. Like, I don't know, but I get like a zombie deer doesn't fight other zombies because that is a zombie. So I suppose if it was a zombie wasp, maybe. The wasp is more just like us, sort of just enhanced by the blob, not controlled by it. So we have a. He's not going to survive this, like I said. He's on the run now. Couple feral axe murderers in there. So now I either have to fight all that shit or a necro boomer. Ooh. Or find okay, we're gonna fight this guy because otherwise he could cause problems for us. Those guys revive everything when they explode. We find another wasp or I fight all this stuff. Oh, wasp is still going. Holy shit, he's still clinging on to life. Oh my god, he won. What the fuck? I would not have called that. He's got like 1 health left. Oh my goodness gracious, Mr. Wasp. You are a fine specimen. There's more, though. Nothing too absurd that I can't handle, but we'll see. He's gonna die, man. I feel bad, to be honest. I feel like he deserves to live now, but I don't want to fight him. And I want to do some looting, so... Sorry, Mr. Wasp Man. He still is alive. What the fuck? Nobody can touch him in your whole damn army. Can't believe what he killed a soldier? No way he killed the soldier too. Killed the skeletal zombie. Doesn't seem like he killed the soldier. What happened to the soldier? Oh, it's still there. Okay. Uh-oh. There's a fire over there. At the library... They always do that shit. And then you gotta... Because they know players love the library and desperately want to get in there. They set it on fire. He's not beating the soldier. I would... If I was betting... Yeah, I would bet on the soldier. I'd possibly even bet on the kid at this point in the game, but... Yeah, he's like just fleeing now. Alright, let's deal with the soldier, shall we? We'll bust out the bayonet for that one. Fails to penetrate armor. Fails to penetrate armor. Armor protects you. Armor protects you. Fails to penetrate armor. Look at that. Ugh. Bayonet did not do its job there. Alright, well, I'll go around and smash. Because that takes fucking forever. But if you don't, this will all be back up before you know it. Damn it, I have to feel bad about a kid now. I don't really want to go into the burning library, especially because that's, like, in another town, so there's going to be all sorts of things bad there. And that's why it's just shit. Oh, wood axe. Why not? Alright. Was there much I want? There was other things I wanted to loot here, right? Craft shop I wanted to get into. Oh, no, that's not... Well, they might have a drill. I wouldn't count on it, but maybe. You drill stuff in arts and crafts. That happens. Chunk of beeswax. Crafty Crafters Quarterly. Paraffin wax. Polycarbonate sheets. Lots of charcoal. I guess that has its own value. Cotton patch, cotton Nomex, duct tape, feather, knitting needles. Tailor's kit would actually be really, really valuable. Because that contains, essentially, Kevlar shears, which are fabric cutting too. But they're not going to give that to me. Oh, there it is. Yep, fabric cutting too. Okay. Damn, I'm eating my words here. Alright, that's fine. And then there was also a pharmacy, although I really don't need it, but we could go in. There's the storage units. They never have anything, man. Look at how long that took. Look at how long that took. Because I'm getting very weary now. It's really draining to pulp. Holy shit, it's like a fully stocked pharmacy. Oh my god. Right, I mean, mostly you want to get into the back room. That's where all the good shit is. But there is 30 antiseptic on the thing. Oh, yeah, 39 antiseptic on the shelves. Vinegar, turpentine. He has dog food. This is like an old school, like, pharmacy. Well, I know, I guess, like, fucking Walgreens has all that. Yeah, bunch of oxy, antiseptic powder, well, we don't really need that. More antiseptic powder. injectable iron in case I get anemic. Fast-acting sedatives, morphine. More oxy, more antiseptic. I have so much antiseptic, but you can use it to make actual bandages. But I really am never going to need any drugs or medical supplies ever again after 2 full pharmacies. So much antiseptic powder, man. Don't even need to pick... I don't know what I would hope to find here. They'd be like, oh, wow, yeah, I need that. Yeah. I didn't really have to get in here at all, but there you go. But I will eat your desserts and drink all your soda. Alright. We Gucci. Okay. Well, well... That brings us to potentially the close of this video. And like I said, I don't really have much interest in going on. I mean, this was a bit more... This was the most fruitful, like, hour of the last 20-some hours, pretty much. So... Oh, I don't have any headlights? Really? Oh, shit. And it went foggy, so I can't see anything. Fuck. I may have to sleep here. That's dangerous. How much does the space heater take up? A lot of battery, as it turns out. Okay. Well, I guess just go prone here and go to bed, hopefully. He did eventually fall asleep. She did. Okay, not a great night. On the road again. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather go over to Dark Days Ahead now. Just as like a direct comparison, really. I think that would be kind of interesting. And also to try out the Zedra thing. So I think we'll end by eliminating this skeletal juggernaut. As is our custom. I wonder if she fixed it where you can auto-drive across bridges. Yes. Or maybe Dark Days Ahead fixed it. Either way. So, you know, like I said, each their own. Maybe you watch this and you're like, Mangg, that sounds exactly what I'm looking for. Dark Days Ahead, it's too easy, everything's too plentiful. I don't like portal storms and I hate the Exody. This seems like everything I want out of Cataclysm. This is amazing. Thank you for showing me this. There you go. You are the type of player that's going to put 200 hours into a Cataclysm run. Otherwise, yeah, maybe you're like me, and that does not sound amazingly appealing. Okay, so there's the skeletal juggernaut. Getting him alone into a one-on-one is going to be pretty tricky. We may have to what am I doing? Here's the death field. It's horrific, to say the least. Yeah, and the necromancer's now back up, so he's going to be reviving everything. There's more up there. I don't think I have enough ants to wipe that out a second time. I used up a lot of ants. But there is a giant hole here. So we might be able to lure a good amount of stuff into the hole. We don't want to lure the juggernaut into the hole, but I guess we could, and then I could just shoot him. We have enough guns and ammo. But I don't like the idea of going to the edge, because there's numerous grapplers. Get in your hole. That's your home. Thorny Shambler refuses to go in hole? He's smart enough to go around? Wow. Not have guessed that. I'm gonna have to just kill him normally. Alright, well then we're gonna lead everything, the whole big collection. It's gonna get led down to the hole. Or if I can just separate the juggernaut, then we can just blast him. Yeah, I've heard that sound many times in this playthrough, more than any other playthrough. Shambler is like the most intelligent zombie in the game. He refuses to go in the hole. What the fuck? Yeah, it takes time, man. Like I said, things move at different speeds. They come from different angles. I really want to protect the car, so I don't futz. I don't risk too much. Yes, Shambler is just too smart. We'll get him. We'll get that juggernaut. Damn it, what did they get distracted by? Nothing. What the hell is your problem? How many times I gotta beat this horn so you'll listen? I'll keep doing it. Don't drive into the hole, for God's sake. Okay. These are all fairly easy zombies. I could have just killed them. Grapplers are pretty annoying. They're pretty bad. There's a couple of them here, so we'll get them in the hole. I know, don't you love it? Don't you love that sound effect? Amazing. I don't know what it is with that Shambler. I don't know what makes him different. He must have something unique about his composition that gives him more intelligence. That he's just like a feral, just covered in plants. Are you serious? Okay. Whoa, he leapt out. Okay, we might actually... Alright, fuck it. Hey, 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 hey. Fuck her. I don't understand why you don't want to get in your hole. I just don't get it. Look at how warm and inviting this hole is. This is your place. This is where you belong. There you go. Nice and comfy in your hole now. Ooh, the tough zombie went around. I will punish him for his stupid mistake. You are dead now. See, you'd be alive and well in the hole. How much we got left before we get to the Juggernaut? Not too much. This Batwing is annoying. He might be able to jump out, actually. We will... We'll do that. Okay. Nearly there, folks. Nearly there. Some more honks, and we're on our way. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Simple. Yeah, and I don't want to go to the edge. Normally, I would like to take a look down in the hole, but there are grapplers definitely on the edge. So we're not fucking around with that. Alright, there's the Juggernaut. We don't want him in the hole because we want to kill him. And I don't want to shoot him in the hole. So, we can't risk him getting in there. There's a brute with him, though. Might not be too big of a deal. Alright. I think we got our target. Let's grab a gun. Ooh, that Barrett MRAD sounds pretty damn badass, but I don't know if I have a magazine for it. No, I don't. So that would be my first choice, but fine. The UMP is pretty fun, but not likely to be the best choice. So I think we're probably looking at this Remington, even though it has only 4 slots. But fuck it, we'll grab the UMP anyways. Full metal. Remington. Armor piercing. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll grab some more of that. So satisfying. And I think we are cocklock ready to rock. My skill with rifles is not super good. But it might be good enough. No, it wasn't. How long does this take to reload? Ooh, 700 moves. What if I drop it? Also, man, this thing is not quick to reload at all. Okay, that's no longer an option. We should have waited a little bit on that. Alright, pull out the UMP. Fuck. This thing does not have good range. Okay, we may have to get ready to go in the car. Fuck. Okay, that plan didn't work too well. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just lure him away a bit. I want to go back, get the Remington, reload it, give it another honest attempt. Alright, let's see if we can't bring down the brute with the UMP. Shit, I'm still running. There you go. Boom. Easy fucking kill. Where is the Remington? Shit. Okay. It's not, well, you know, we'll get there. I mean, maybe I could take him one-on-one. Maybe. But based on my performance against, what was that? The soldier? I don't love my odds. Alright, I'll be back, dude. Don't worry. Just backing it up a bit. Reload. So it doesn't matter where the bullets are. It's just the fact that reloading, you know, bolt action rifle like this just takes a long time, I guess. Okay, we're gonna go here. There we go, 20 damage. we have punctured him. That's with armor piercing. If I was a better shot, this wouldn't be as bad. But I'm not. Damn it if he doesn't have great vision, huh? Alright, I gotta really leave him in the dust. We can get this guy, don't worry. Four. Nothing. 72. Damn it. It still didn't seem to... That was a 70 shot. I feel like that should have done a lot more than it did. We could also cheese them and lead them into the ants that are still up there. Not a terrible idea. I've cheesed pretty much everything else this run. Well, we got a little bit more ammo here, so we'll give it... I didn't think I had a shotgun. I left my shotgun back home. Otherwise I'd use the slugs. $19. It's down to 3 bars. 43. No, I'm not risking it. Is this the most amount of work we've ever put into killing a Juggernaut? Feels like it. Could be just because I'm too afraid. When we did like the unarmed only, I just walked up and beat the shit out of them. I don't even remember it being that tough. Okay, we do have a couple ants here. Let's see how the ants do. I really don't think they'll do much. These are just the regular oversized acidics. If you get the soldiers, those are pretty solid. Okay. Yeah, they did basically nothing. Okay. I don't want to lure in more zombies, so let me mosey on around here. Okay. And just wait a bit. 39. He's down to 2. Nothing. Fuck. Well, we got him down to 2. It's pretty good. Okay. I ran out of, armor piercing, so we gotta go with FMJ now. That's not gonna do nearly as well. We're not gonna get those nice 70 hits, unlikely. That's pretty close. And this is what my point was, like, all this effort. You would never normally do this. Like, I would never bother. I would lead him maybe out to the pasture here and then just let him sit. Because it's just, you get nothing for this. Fuck. Very satisfying sound, though. Okay. Not terrible. Still at 2, but we did something with it. I could reload while I'm driving, but that... Yeah. Not a great idea. Maybe if you're going 4 miles per hour. Don't see anything ahead of you. Yeah, alright, it's not bad. Fuck, I hit a rock. $17. 36, he's down to 1. Don't risk it. Don't you do it. We're getting there, folks. Insane amount of health, though, right? Damn. Okay. If I was a better shot and I had like a 50 cal, yeah, it probably wouldn't have taken too long at all, but we work with what we got. And with last generation, you don't get much. fucking damage. Should we just try to fight him at this point? With the bayonet? No, probably with the Zyphos, to be honest. Or I could throw a grenade. Watch me totally fucking... just... Oh, this is gonna be terrible. Wow. What an amazing throw. Did nothing to him. Whatsoever. Okay. Then we'll give it one more round of ammo, otherwise I'll just try to fight him. I guess, it's just fragments. But I thought, see, he was like standing in the middle of it. You'd think just the concussive force or something would do some amount of damage. $28 damage. He's down to just the bare limits. We're gonna equip the Zyphos. We're gonna drop the backpack. And this is where I probably die. But that's alright. Holy shit. I did no damage. I don't think the bayonet's gonna do any better, but I'll pull it out. No. At this stage, I'd be better off. Holy shit! Did she buff these things? Naproxen, Oxy, Tramadol, codeine. Just pop it all. You'll be fine. Okay. Melee not an option. I'd be better off just ramming him with my car at this point. But we still have a gun. God damn it. And as God is my witness, we will end this thing. Even if I do have to ram my car into it. But I think we have enough ammo that it probably should do enough damage. To end him. Maybe I should wait a moment. Let all the drugs kick in. There you go, distracting pain. Mild pain. Euphoria. Moderate opioid euphoria. I'm on 11 painkillers. I didn't reload. Yeah, that melee went way worse than I thought it was going to go. I knew I was going to take some damage, but I thought I would... I don't know, I thought I'd kill him relatively quickly. I didn't do anything. 1 damage. Jesus. I'm tempted to bring the ants in at this point. I need the help. Jeez, this is guaranteed the toughest fight we've had with a Juggernaut, as far as, like, our challenge to beat a Juggernaut's concerned. Can't believe he's still alive. We pumped so many points of damage into him. There's zombies out here now, annoying. Yeah, yeah. I hit him for another 35 and he's still not dead? What the fuck? Is he immortal? She must have buffed them or something. There's no way a Dark Days Ahead Juggernaut survives that. Got him. Finally. Holy shit. And what is my beautiful reward? A camera, a filthy backpack, actually, that is the first portable soldering iron I have seen. So, against all odds, that actually is a nice thing to have. Wow. Alright, I don't... Well, actually, just fucking fill this guy full of lead. Fucking... A Yug was spotted. Well, that's awful. A huge, slimy, worm-like creature. Its pale, flattened head drips in oily mucus as it breaches the ground searching for prey. Its pinkish mouth opens and closes, revealing long fangs glistening with ropey strands of saliva, which leave smoldering stains wherever they drip. Well, that seems like not something good. Oh, he's pushing my car. And he shot me, and I gained a mutation called weak stomach. Wonderful. More likely to throw up from food poisoning and alcohol. Oh my god. That's vicious. This must be like an alien Mego thing, right? Let me lead it into some zombies to confirm. Because, you know, Mego are from Yuggoth, so I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder how tough it is. Okay, well, he's on a warpath. Yeah, he shoots a gun. Apparently, according to the sound effect, it's a gun. You know, if you want to kill zombies, boy, have I got the place for you, man. There's going to be more zombies you can shake a stick at. Oh, he's found it now. He's on it. There you go. Fresh meat. My god. Enjoy. Well, I still have this dog on me, but... still going. Yeah, he's still going strong. He's killed a decent number so far. He's definitely not pleasant. And he also causes you to mutate if he hits you with that. So probably not something you want to really fight too much in a game largely about fighting things. Okay, they got it. They definitely killed it. All right. Well, that's where we're going to be ending off on this playthrough. I hope it entertained you a little bit. I know you didn't get to see the grand bulk of it, and mostly you just saw me driving around in a car and shooting a juggernaut over and over. But yeah, I just wanted to take a look at Last Generation finally to see what it was all about, and now I know what it's all about. And it's not about something that I really love. So, yeah, you know, originally I was all about Bright Nights. Well, originally I was about Dark Days Ahead. And then when I discovered Bright Nights, I was like, wow, this is really awesome. But then I went back to Dark Days Ahead eventually. And I don't have much interest in looking at Bright Nights now because it's so far behind. This one doesn't have that problem. It's not far behind. It's just not the playstyle that interests me. So again, I go back to Dark Days Ahead. Maybe someday there will be a fork that's just like, yep, this is it. This is better than Dark Days Ahead, finally. This is what I'm going to be playing, but I guess I can continue to say that I am an enjoyer of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Oh well. Again, you know, props to Wormgirl for actually setting out and making her own fork, and it is very playable, and it's quite a bit different, and it's its own thing. I mean, it's obviously still very Cataclysm, but it's its own thing. But I'd struggle to recommend this. Like, if someone was like, oh, what's one of your favorite games? And I said Cataclysm. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give it a try. And it's like, I wouldn't say, oh, check out Last Generation. It is on Steam, and it's very up-to-date on Steam. Dark Days Ahead is also on Steam, but I have no idea. I think it's just the latest stable. Yeah, so they only do the stable releases on there, which is not how most people play. So, yeah, I'd probably still say, yeah, just it's free to play. Just go download Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead and make sure you download the latest experimental release. That's usually that's how I started, and that's my recommendation. There you have it. But for now, my name is Mangg. This has been Cataclysm, the Last Generation, and I'll see you fine folks around.